I actually did an interview with Joel Caston. He's the first inmate in DC to win elected office, right? And people are like, oh my God, how do you do that? Well, I interviewed him from the DC jail that he's currently in, but he's gonna be released in October. And before we started the interview, my team came on. It was through StreamYard, and they wanted to make sure that, the sound was right, visually it was right. And he was like, whoa. And I was like, what's going on? And he was like, it's just nice to see all these Black folk, and because from my executive producer, my sound guy, just everybody on the screen was Black. And it made he said it warmed his heart, and he's so used to seeing us in orange jumpsuits that to see us in positions of power, to amplify stories and he was so beyond moved.
She is a well-respected trial lawyer, legal analyst, and journalist who has once again brought her expertise to our screens as host and managing editor of Making the Case with Yodit, her primetime show on the Black News Channel. She also serves as a legal expert on the reboot of the iconic America's Most Wanted, which debuted in March. She's an established trial attorney, a staunch advocate for criminal justice reform, and she's here. Yodit Tewolde, welcome to Come Back with Erica Cobb. As a trial attorney who focuses on criminal justice reform as well, how do you handle towing the line between your advocacy for Black and brown people in the system and the controversial, high-profile cases of Black and brown people like Bill Cosby and R. Kelly in the media?
I don't toe the line. My advocacy for Black and brown people doesn't change or isn't impacted because I am talking in a certain way or being critical of people in our community who are predators. And so I don't toe the line. I keep it very honest. And the point of, my show is to take the experiences of me being a prosecutor and me being a criminal defense lawyer, a legal analyst, and pulling back the curtains and letting people in on a system that they know nothing about, and really approach it with emotion, and that's understandable, but I want to also empower them with the knowledge so that they do understand when things happen. Say, for example, we get a not guilty verdict, right? And our community tend to react emotionally and not really understand the nuances. We don't understand the logic, the law. And I've seen what people can really do when they understand what their rights are. And I just want to be able to speak like that friend, that cousin, because listen, when I was a prosecutor, I was very sympathetic to who I was prosecuting because I saw these individuals and myself, friends, family, they could have easily been me. And so I'd always think to myself, if only they knew that they shouldn't have done X, Y, or Z because now they're helping me build a case, it became hard for me to do my job. And so when I went out onto to the other side and started my own practice, and that was a leap of faith. I was deathly afraid. But that was the only time I could really speak freely and really teach people the tricks of the trade, because this system isn't going anywhere. We talk about dismantling it. It's not going to happen overnight. So what we need to do is chip away at it, one system at a time, one process at a time, but people need to also understand how to play the game. And so that's the point of the show. I'm not talking about things that are just in the headlines. I want to talk about things that people don't know about, how jurors are picked, how plea bargains are coercive, how, you have the right to go to trial, but when a prosecutor is saying, if you go to trial, I'm going to put 10 more years on this offer, how that undercuts someone's right. Just things that people need to understand especially when we're following these high-profile cases like Cosby, and people don't understand how his case was overturned, right? At the end of the day, what I'm trying to do is talk about issues that affect our community, because you're not going to find it on mainstream media. You're not going to find it on CNN or MSNBC or Fox. They're going to talk about things that are in the headlines. They're going to talk about it for a segment and call it a day and move on. I am on a daily basis picking apart a system that affects our everyday lives, and I'm trying to show people how to live with this system and how to outsmart the system. And yes, it's not always going to end pretty. It's not always going to be a solution necessarily, but it's what we got. And I'm trying to simplify things in a way that people can really digest and share, and that's the point. So yeah, you get criticized for things. Erica.
Yeah,
I've seen you, okay, and I've seen how you advocate for our communities, and I've seen that sometimes we get a great cheering section, and then you have those that just will pick apart what you say and believe that you are not being fair to your own. So, at the end of the day, we know what our intent is, we know what our heart is, and why we do what we do. So as long as that's clear, I'm good.
Yodit Tewolde, host and managing editor of Making the Case with Yodit on the Black News Channel. Drop the social media handle, sis.
Oh my God, it's not as easy. It's my first and last name, y'all. So no spaces, no underscore, just my first and last name. That's how you find me. I wish I had an easier way of saying, it's just boom, boom, but it's just not. So y'all got to figure out the spelling. So YODIT TEWOLDE. So
we gonna help y'all out, because comeback community, go to the caption below and just tap on Yodit at Yodit Tewolde, okay? And make sure you follow my good sis. Comeback community, thank you so much for joining us today for the full podcast. You can go to my online home, comeback.tv. Yodit, thank you.
Thank you, Erica.
I appreciate you.
Love to you, sis. Thank you.